bulls?
It depends. It depends.
They
There's a
just
lot of factors.
Yeah,
a lot of factors.
I think what, like shrinkage, like three inches probably.
I don't. It depends
I'm
on.
asking
And 30,
scrotal circumference.
30 centimeters is what, 12 inches? That's
yeah,
about right,
yeah,
right?
about 12 inches.
Yeah,
my
so
God.
about that. I mean,
We're
for
so
me.
much smaller than that. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the way they measure for the guys is like sock collection, right? Like how much semen count.
Allison,
Right, that
I wanna-
mason jar in the bedroom.
Allison, I think an important question to ask right now is: so as you guys pair the bulls that have a larger scroll circumference, then that means and they have a higher sperm count. Then that means you need less bulls. Then so we don't need to artificially inseminate as many cows and I mean,
No, we need more.
you just no.
We don't need to, but we can.
Theoretically, that
So
would
theoretically,
that would be
we've
true.
decreased the amount of bulls that we've needed to use.
Oh, we totally have, yeah, because we use artificial insemination, and so yeah, we've dramatically reduced the need for males, basically.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Do you ever? Are there
catch
cases
up.
where like this bull has their balls are just too big? This is weird.
Wait, can we go back to the picture
60
and what was wrong with it? I didn't see what was wrong with
Oh, the way that it was being measured was they were kind of like, make
Cupping
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
making it look
Cupping the
bigger
right
than
way.
it really was.
Yeah, I've actually measured
Guys,
mine
have guys
that
ever
way.
done that?
Yeah. All the time.
Less
All the
symmetry for mine, but yeah, generally that's okay.
Were those bull testicles vegan? No, I'm
No.
kidding. All right, quick. I want to you say a quick word. Is it theriogenology?
Theriogenology, yeah.
Theriogenology. So this is an entire study of veterinary medicine that's concerned with reproduction.
Yes.
Including the physiology and pathology of all of these different types of animals.
Yeah.
And so this is then the what you guys study then is the theory of
Well, I'm a geneticist, so the vets do all of the breeding and assisted reproductive techniques, but they kind of go hand in hand. So you can
you guys
use,
work together.
Yeah, if you make a better bull, then you want to spread his seed widely, and so then you collect it and
The
freeze
seed is
it and
strong.
send it everywhere. And then there's like a bull in America that has 12 million granddaughters because he had.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
Genghis Khan of the bulls.
Yeah, or Hugh Hefner, or something
Hugh
like that. I don't know.
Hugh Heffer.
Yeah, Hugh Hefner. All right, I'll give you that one.
So these are predictions, though,
They're all
right?
predictions.
So what's the probability of success for like some of these predictions, especially for the ball circumference?
Well, so the ball circumference accuracy, to your question, is
Yeah.
0.51, which means
a
that
chance.
we might.
Maybe,
Yeah, we've got a
So
pretty
it's
good.
just a guess.
we've
We're
got
tossing a coin.
Yeah.
Got a, no,
Maybe big balls, maybe
it's not
small
exactly
balls.
That's
that
why
way.
it's 0.51.
Party foul.
Measure his balls.
I still taste that jerky in my mouth.
Yeah, I know.
I swear to God.
I can't believe you guys ate that.
No, it's not pleasant.
Guys, it would be very incredible for Eureka if we could keep down the volume of the side chatter and enable us to speak and not have as much side chatter,
We wanna-
please.
Thank you so
All
We
right.
want to speak about scrotum as openly as possible, so if you could just respect our open and
This
safe
is an open,
scrotum
safe
space.
This is pretty science and art out
Thank
here.
you.
All right, moving on to question number 3.
All right.
Oh, for sale. Sorry, I
This
don't
one, you might
know.
know this one. All right. Oh, this guy's about to pop out of his chair.
Yeah, this
Me
one
first.
Glowfish 2004.
Glow.
Well, read the question first.
Oh, what was the first genetically engineered animal available for sale for non-research purposes in the United
Cat rock.
States?
And the answer is?
Pet rock.
Glowfish.
All right, come on up, Eureka!
Were you the guy who did the experiment? Like, how did you were so excited?
Glowfish or glowfish?
Glowfish. It's like a glowworm.
All right, come on up.
Absolute genius. And we have for you, glowing fish. This is as close as we can get. They
Can I
can go
have
on your
it?
take.
A
Give
question, how did you know the answer?
He invented it.
You made glowing plants. Of course.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Oh.
Very good.
Round of applause.
He makes glowing plants and he didn't call himself a
Who
farmer.
else makes glowing plants here?
All right, so those of you that
All right,
don't know what
good
this is glowfish, and so they have fluorescent proteins from jellyfish in them, and obviously they're green and red and blue and pink and orange, and they came onto the market actually in 2003, so you were almost good enough, but not in one state of the nation. Which state of the nation would that be?
California.
California!
Damn, he's so on point.
And
as a-
Why would that be?
Because we love shiny things.
Regulations!
Right.
And so, yeah, it took us a little longer to let them in.
So we
because-
made that?
No, they were made actually in Florida. Well, actually, long story, but they were sold out of Florida. But
I believe that.
it was not until
Tacky
2 years
bitch.
ago that they were allowed into California.
Wait, why do they glow? Do we know why they glow?
Yes,
Because
they're genetic. They're GMOs, so they're genetically engineered.
Oh, so they didn't glow before. We
No,
made
don't
them
eat them.
glow.
These are zebrafish and danios, and they're normally just a normal color. And so when you put the fluorescent protein in, then they glow like that. So
Would this work for a human?
Yep.
So you won't see
Really?
them at Whole
Yeah.
Foods anytime soon.
And so we could make, if we wanted to, like, say, we want to make our child stand out in class,
Because
Or
that's
you
what
lost
children
them at
want the
night.
most.
lost
Yeah.
them at night.
Yeah.
Okay, they would just
Yeah.
have the globes.
Yeah.
Or at a disco, they would look.
Oh my God, add it to the
They'd be
testicles.
flaming.
Yeah.
Oh, you got glowing testicles.
We
Yeah.
can do that.
Is
Now it's a
this
party.
still the only genetically modified animal available to the public?
To the public, yes, there's 3 others that have been modified to produce therapeutic proteins. So there's a rabbit and a chicken and a goat that produce drugs for humans in their milk or eggs.
Oh wow!
Yeah, you probably heard of the fast-growing salmon, the Aqua Advantage salmon.
course.
So that's been approved, but you can't buy it in America because of congressional. Bullshit. Yeah, they do.
Bullshit. I see what you did.
Yeah.
Nice.
And
So.
I'll allow it.
just quick because I think that's important to talk about the fast-growing salmon. Can you explain, please?
So genetically engineered, it has a growth hormone from a Pacific salmon in Atlantic salmon. Gets to market weight in half the time. That's good.
But it doesn't glow.
So which one shouldn't I eat? Is this the thing?
What's that?
Which one shouldn't I eat?
You don't have to worry about it. We don't have it.
You should eat this one. If you're environmentally conscious, you should eat this one, but it's not available in America because it's been blocked by politics, basically.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Are there
Salmon farmers lobby.
What are the countries that do enable fast-growing salmon to be consumed?
Canada. Yeah.
Oh, so
it
we
sounds
can
like-
get it.
Yeah.
So we can get
Just
it.
gotta
Yeah,
get
you
it.
can
we
go.
get it.
You can go
You gotta
smuggle
trade
it
in
in
illegal
from Canada.
salmon.
Just add
Yeah.
yeast.
Pablo Escobar salmon.
We heard Switzerland. Are there other ones as well?
No, not Switzerland. Who said Switzerland?
America.
Guys.
No, Canada's it.
Canada's
That's
it?
That's it.
Oh,
Even
Yeah.
Japan isn't doing this?
Oh,
I
Canada.
feel like Japan needs a lot of salmon.
How much pushback was there for glowing fish?
In California, there was a lot of pushback from the activists, so they went to the Fish and Game Commission and stopped them because they thought they might get out and take over California.
Just make
That is kinda
amazing,
messed up.
like rivers and lakes. Like, just look at all these glowing.
Do they
fish.
ever sleep because they're always glowing?
They're always awake.
They're always like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Ours don't. I
what
haven't been
drugs are they
out.
on?
All right.
all right. Let's move on to the next question.
That was
All
a
right.
rave
A
joke.
little bit.
Okay, what was the first genetically engineered animal ever produced and when? And was this before or after the first genetically engineered plants were produced?
All right.
All right. Wait. We have an answer.
DH.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
we have an answer. We have an answer. Give it.
Was it Dolly the sheep or no?
Lucy. It was
so
Lucy the
that,
sheep.
That's not a bad choice. That was a clone, not
Dolly
genetically
clone.
That
engineered.
was a clone.
No added.
Come on, that was a clone. Come on.
That was 1986. So just to put it in context.
Anybody
Anyone?
else?
Shuka.
Pick
Anyone?
an animal and a year. You might get it right.
Yeah, I mean, what sort of animals might they be doing experiments on? No, I heard an answer.
Mice.
Okay, and okay,
Yeah.
and give us a year.
All right. Eureka.
All
Right.
right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't
Wait,
know who
what's
said it
the
first.
year?
I want a year.
All right. Okay.
I want a
wait.
year.
All right. We have a year. Hold on. We'll come here first. Yes. Here. 1978.
74. I reckon that's pretty
That's
damn
close.
close.
All right. Eureka.
I wasn't born yet, so I wouldn't know.
Make him eat
Oh, it's-
one.
Make him
eat a mouse.
eat
Eat a
some
mouse.
more
Mouse
testicles.
jerky. Mouse jerky.
Come
Mouse
on
jerky.
up. All right. What's your?
Hey, how are you?
You get
You can come over here. Actually.
You win. You get to go on a date
What's
with
your
a
name?
bull.
You don't have to take my spot.
Do you work in a lab?
No, I'm actually like a policy wonk turned data nerd.
Okay. Interesting. All right.
You can't call yourself a nerd.
Yeah, you
But
can
only
call yourself a
we get to
wonky
call you a nerd.
Nerd, like
Sweet. Okay, we have for you a very nerdy prize. These are plays about lab rats. Chase the lab rat and Seymour the guinea pig. I'll just read a little bit for you. This is how exciting it is. Big Rat came back
Act
and
one.
rushed to the cage to break up the conflict. She took the 2 new pews out and placed them with Jack, who rubbed his claws together with glee and swiveled his body over to them in a show of machismo. Jack suave. Hello, ladies. This will be amazing. Lab Rat plays.
50 Shades
Do you
of
act
Mice.
All right, now's your chance to put on some Lab Rat plays with your
Now
friends.
you're a weird nerd.
Yeah, you have no idea what's going on right now. That's awesome, buddy. Get a round of applause.
You got a handshake.
Just put on your things. Hey, what are we doing tonight? Lab Rat plays.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that's something else.
That's a buff. That's crazy.
That
I feel
is.
like that's a reverse gift.
Oh, that's
I
mean.
feel like that's reverse.
Definitely a reverse gift.
Definitely a reverse gift.
Don't be. No, that's just a really strong rat. That's what happens when you modify them.
That's what it is.
So this was a big step in terms of human progress.
Yeah, so this was the first transgenic creature ever, and it was actually 8 years ahead of plants.
Is that why we have
although
so many mice now?
We have 18 million farmers growing transgenic plants now. This was done 8 years ahead of the plants, and we haven't got any transgenic animals for food.
Cute.
So, pretty amazing.
And transgenic is when you bring one gene
Take
into.
one gene in from another, so that the mice on the left have a growth hormone from mice. The rats in the middle have a growth hormone from humans.
Oh my goodness.
And the mice on the right
What the
have
hell?
an ear. No, they don't. They're not transgenic. That's a really scary image of what happens if you put
Fake news.
Fake news. If you put a fake ear under the skin of a rat or a mouse that doesn't have an immune system, you get that.
Oh, you get that. Great.
so
Many
re-
uses for this.
So that's real?
Well, there is. So let's just pretend I chopped your ear off right now.
Okay. We
And
went
you-
from
you know
balls
what?
to ear. I'll take that.
Let's not pretend. Let's
Can you
just
do it?
Let's
Because
just
I'm a
do it.
visual
There's a
learner.
reason my husband isn't here
If you
tonight.
can make
I'm
my
just
ear
saying.
into jerky, we can.
So it's for just artificial replacement. So it would have skin that could be transplanted, and so it's for humans.
So you just remove.
It's actually called audio-official.
What are you, this is the pun corner
Come
here?
on! Come on,
She's on it.
guys!
She's on it.
Okay, so that'd be
yeah.
removed and attached.
Right.
I see.
For the nerds
That's,
out there.
that's pretty much xenotransplantation. So moving organs from one species to another.
That's absolutely cool. Can you grow other organs on there?
Well,
What if I got my balls chopped off? Could I get a mouse with like some balls hanging on its
Oh
back?
yeah, if you wanted fake balls, or you could just buy the truck nuts from a truck
I could
stop.
buy the
That's
truck
easier.
that would be a bit harder, but
Okay.
we could do something along those lines now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
When you said
if you
we,
worry
like,
about that.
come over to my.
Yeah.
I've got a little spot on my
Try it.
basement.
I'm trying it on my husband right now. That's why he's not here.
So when I say we, I'm talking about Davis. So we do some work where we're doing something where we try and grow human organs in pigs. So say you have diabetes and your pancreas doesn't work. We can take some cells from you and put it in a pig embryo and have your cells produce the pancreas of that pig and then transplant it back into you.
And what-
We could potentially do that with balls, I guess.
balls?
I'm not
Okay.
sure. I haven't really run that
pigs.
through my brain.
William, I'm here to help you out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to UC Davis. And
Well, it's pretty
Ruined
cool.
my
It's
life
actually
for
a really
science.
cool option
For this
for
show.
organ transplantation.
I bet your husband never wants to get you mad.
He's never. Yeah.
Don't put me in another one of your science projects, please.
Was this mostly for us to be able to experiment with the transgenic process, or did we want to put the human growth hormone in to see if we can make things larger?
Back in these days in '74, it was really more experimental, but of course now it's used for various purposes in transgenic crops, particularly to make them insect protected or resistant to herbicides. And it basically brings useful genetic variation into plants and animals. And
Awesome.
For agriculture.
Yay
So-
for useful genetic variation!
Yay! We can do that. So
You
that's
can get
pretty
better
much
at
what it's all
baseball
about.
too with HGH.
What's that?
You can get better at baseball with HGH.
Theoretically, yeah. We can do one gene pretty easily. We really can't do hard things like
We
that.
can only do one gene pretty easily. It's tougher to do two or three.
Yeah, we don't really know a lot of complicated things. Like if I wanted to make, smarter kid, there's
Correct, that's
not a
tough.
single gene for
But,
intelligence.
but for example, if we want to make something insect resistant, then that's easy. But what if we want to also make it drought resistant and an additional one?
So almost all
Uses
traits
less
have
water.
many genes that
Okay.
make you be drought resistant. And so in the case of the insect protected crops, there was one protein that made them resistant to caterpillars. they're not resistant to, I don't know, weevils, right? So it's complicated. So there's not many things we have enough biological understanding of to actually make a change in them. We're a little bit limited by our understanding of biology.
For now.
For now, yeah.
Awesome.
Gotta look
Yeah.
in the mirror and make a...
But as we advance, how soon can we get to like the do-it-yourself level, where I could like create a 3-foot rat in my garage with like 5 ball sacks on its
And then
back?
send it after your ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, how soon could I make that? You know, just like a few Amazon clicks away.
Kevin, let's talk.
This is why we can't have good
What?
things.
I make what I want to make. You make what you want to make. I want a 3-foot.
Exactly.
At
What she
3
said.
Yeah, that's why we can't have nice
Nice
things.
things.
Okay.
Yeah. This way humans
What's
can't
wrong
have
with a
nice
giant
things.
rat with human
Kevin
strokes?
ruins
No
everything.
good. Kevin ruins everything.
That does.
That should be the name of the show.
That should be the name of the show.
Yeah, all right, let's go on to the next question.
Who was Alba?
Jessica.
Oh,
Okay, you beat me to it. Bam. It's like,
All right.
Could
All right, do we know who Alba was?
Alba.
that one mummy. I'm thinking I'm wrong. Okay.
King Tut.
Forget
Okay.
it.
Think of
A
King
mummy?
Tut.
Yeah.
All right.
It's an animal?
We have an answer.
We got an
One
answer
second.
that might
Was
be
an animal.
legitimate.
It's white.
Was it the GFP bunny?
What is
Someone knows their bunny.
What is
I'm
it?
gonna read his t-shirt now.
What does GFP mean, Allison?
Green fluorescent protein.
Sweet, come on up, my friend.
Can we appreciate
All right.
his t-shirt while he's up here, please?
Yeah, what
What
does
does
it
his
say?
t-shirt say?
Lord,
Sebastian.
forgive me for my sins. Oh, you work in synthetic biology?
Yeah.
What do you do?
Plant biology.
Okay, have you ever made anything glow?
What
or-
kind of plant?
What fluorescence, glow,
Sweet. Well, we couldn't get you.
Let's have Sebastian tell us what he does.
Okay, what do you do?
Yeah.
oh boy.
Give me that.
So I do plant genetic engineering, but I do it through the 3rd bedroom of my mom's apartment. Biohacker.
He could do your rat with a
Third
6-foot
bedroom?
ball.
That's very specific.
Wait,
Third
there are so many. Wait, I want to say one thing. That T-shirt is nerdy. The lanyard is super nerdy.
The last part of that
mom's
sentence?
house situation.
Nerdy AF.
But he
has
embodies
been
it like a
established.
badass. And then what are you doing in what biohacking are you doing?
Eating his mom's food without paying? That's a hack. That's a life hack right there.
So I do. I'm making a blue rose and
A what?
a blue rose.
A
like
blue
true
rose. Oh, okay.
A what?
And
If only you had
tomato-
someone to give it to, but you're stuck in your mom's.
Nice.
His mom has so many blue roses.
Somebody date my child.
So here's a weird one. Okay.
Oh, that was a weird.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
So I made a tomato that has beef protein in it. So it's a beef steak tomato.
Oh, that's for you. It's a pun.
Yeah,
I love
it's a
it.
literal pun.
It has more protein.
Yeah, so it has 25% more protein than a regular tomato, and when you cook it, it has this like weird taste, like it was cooked on a grill that you just made a steak on. So it's got this like meaty kind of taste.
Wait,
So
so
like
that's
the
amazing.
bodybuilders.
First of all, that's amazing. A round of applause for that.
Thank you.
Somebody marry this man.
Anything else? Do you have any other ones you've made, or is those your specialties?
You didn't make a cow that tastes
You know,
like a tomato?
We can't get you like a fluorescent bunny, but we can get as close as we can is this.
Yeah. Nailed it.
Moms
Give
love
a round
it.
of applause.
Yeah.
Hey,
Kid tested mother.
say hi to your mother for me, okay?
Not funny.
The glowfish did not have the GFP, the green fluorescent protein. They did. So
What?
The green ones do.
Are those glowing bunnies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
What
as
have
God
we
intended
done?
it.
Whatever.
So it can so the green fluorescent protein can be added to just about anything.
Anything, yeah. So, and if you put it under the control of a switch that turns on in certain tissues, you'll have certain tissues that glow green, like your green balls you wanted.
No, please. Oh, I did want the green balls.
Green balls.
Wait, so these make it easier to hunt at night. I assume that's why.
And so,
For all the bunny hunting in San Francisco.
so this is the image that was made. So the bunny Elba was a green fluorescent bunny, and it was quite controversial. This image. It was made by an artist, and in fact, that's not how a green fluorescent bunny would look. A green fluorescent bunny, you'd only see the eyes and the nose green because the hair is dead. Like hair is dead,
yes.
and so it wouldn't be fluorescing. So the artist fix this. It's fake. It's faked up.
Fake
Yeah,
news.
yeah,
Fake news.
Fake money
And so
news.
it brought up this
media
really
money.
interesting discussion of whether it's okay for art to lie about science. Because it's art.
Yeah.
You know, it's
That's
like...
a really good question.
Is it being represented as science?
Give me an
is the
example.
question.
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good point.
Oh my god, yeah, because
That's
it
not-
shouldn't be allowed because they were talking about this black hole and I was like, whoa, I can't believe they have a picture of it, but it was actually a picture of Interstellar. And I thought it was a little weird that Matthew McConaughey was in the picture, but then
I'll allow it.
I'll allow
Look at
it
his
because he
bicep.
is a scientist.
He
you
is
know
So
why.
talented.
He can do anything.
He's so talented.
Allison, what is your perspective on this topic?
I think imagery is so important, and it gets used by groups opposed to the technology to portray really terrifying looking animals that are, you know, I don't know, dogs with cats' faces and stuff like that. And it kind of is quite frightening for the public. And so, I mean, yeah, you're not going to constrain artists from depicting art, but it also is used a lot to really scare people. And so, and, you know, it's not like it's a scientific publication, so it's not like
Yeah.
the fact that he altered it is not illegal. It's just not representative, and I think
No one's watching that. Only cat videos.
yeah, that's
Most of the
true.
population.
Some of those are fake cat videos.
Just like on the news, there is so much negativity, but there's no positivity, right? So in this exact same situation, we could say that there's a lot of artists that are maybe misrepresenting science, but there's also a lot of artists that are representing science well. And so, you know, we're just we don't see that as often. And so,
It's not as traumatic because most of the genetically engineered animals don't look any different to normal ones.
Correct,
So
yeah.
it's like there's no there.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point.
Yeah.
But we can see the difference in scrotal circumference, though.
We
Yeah,
can.
that's what-
We can.
We'll
That's-
always have
we could taste the
struggles.
We'll always, we'll
if
always
you
have
can't
bull balls.
measure it, you can't manage it.
Yes,
Right.
that's right.
Like global warming.
like
All right,
scientific matter.
moving
All right.
on. No,
Words I live by.
Go.
All right. Have you guys ever heard of the Belgian blue breed of cattle?
I talk about it all the
And
time.
if so, do you know what gene was mutated in those guys?
Blue jeans.
Oh,
Oh,
my
my
God.
God.
We
Yes,
got it.
he, like
He's going to say delicious
Come on,
again.
man. I'm here all night.
Hey, delicious.
Double
Like
muscle.
blue jeans.
Double
I
muscle.
will pay that. I will pay
we
that.
have a Eureka?
I have Eureka. Eureka.
Congrats.
Double muscle.
I meant to say delicious.
I know. So they're really ripped. These cows have double the muscle. Uh-oh. Well, maybe. What's your name?
Don't fall off the stage.
It's Carl.
Do you work out? Boy, yes. The silence.
Yes, I do.
You lift? Are you ripped?
Your back says caca?
Well, you're ripped now, my friend.
I am.
Look at this.
Look
Double
at this.
muscle.
Those Belgian.
What is
Yeah.
that? Caca?
No, that's his. No, this is his muscle. You got a six-pack, my friend.
This is wonderful.
Finally.
Finally, double muscle.
Look at those shoes.
Yeah, you got it. How did you know that answer, by the way?
I don't know, but my mother's gonna be so proud.
They look like your shoes.
Good for you.
Buff.
Give him a round of applause.
Come on. Okay.
Keep it
And so
I
they-
couldn't see his shoes, but that's good.
Come back here. Come back here. All right. Come back here.
Oh,
Back on the
no.
stage.
Is this
Look
a
at his
real?
awesome shoes. They look like his shoes buffed. Okay, bye.
Okay.
Bye. It was worth it. It was worth it.
And look at how.
Oh my god.
This
Yeah.
is like a prison yard for cows.
Yeah.
Is that a real one?
Yep, it's a double muscle bull.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Do not.
So
I would
he
let
makes
that
Look
cow
at his,
keep
look at his
feet.
scrotal circumference.
Oh,
His
his
dick
someone was
is
asking how big
sideways.
that balls are. There's
His
a set
dick
of
is
balls.
sideways.
Oh my God.
Look at it. It's like.
I just feel
Still here.
Oh,
well, no. I feel like I tasted this bull. This is what
oh
I feel.
my god.
That's a ripped bull.
Yeah.
So what is that? What's myostatin?
First of all,
So
why?
there's a protein called myostatin. If you know Latin, myo is muscle, statin is stop. So muscle stop. So if you mutate muscle stop, you get muscle go, and you get this really big muscle hypertrophy, which you see in this particular bull.
And we're using myostatin to both decrease muscle and also increase.
No, we're
we're not.
selecting for these guys because they
Okay.
have more muscle, and of course meat is muscle, right? That's the
Oh,
picture.
okay.
And this was a mutation, a naturally occurring.
Naturally occurring mutation, yep.
Could you get this into my body? I'm just asking.
So there has been a human
Has there?
born with
Oh
a
my
myostatin
goodness.
mutation, and a very interesting history on that young child who had
Tell
this
us.
buff phenotype.
Okay. He
became Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Let's just say his family tree was a little bit more like a bush.
Oh.
Yeah, so
Less
it's-
breeding and
Have
more
sex with my
insight.
sister.
Yeah,
breeding.
there's
I
a
see.
reason they tell you not to have sex with your father. Just saying.
Okay.
Now they
to
tell
self.
me.
So yeah, note to self.
No, but is it dangerous for humans?
Wait, so then the kid was buff? Wait, I guess.
Yeah, same mutation. So this mutation
Meat
is,
tasted great.
Was that the only thing though, or was there other stuff going on with that kid too?
I don't know.
Like
I
a
only
negative to a positive.
I haven't seen it. I imagine there's a lot of homozygous genes from inbreeding.
I'm sorry, what now?
A lot of genes that
We're not
came
going
together
there.
in the same form that probably made
Yeah,
them
yeah,
not
yeah,
very
yeah.
smart.
Is this
Yeah,
a man or a woman? Bull. Wait, there's only.
This is
bull.
a bull.
Is it cattle?
Yeah.
But
It's a bull.
A bull.
It's a bull.
These
But
are-
do the female cattle look like
female cows look like this also. Yep. And so this particular breed has a lot of trouble actually. The females giving birth because the babies are so muscular they can't push them out the
Oh my
birth canal,
God.
so they have to have a cesarean section
Wow.
every time they have
Every time?
have a calf.
My
Yeah.
little Arnold Schwarzenegger cows pop out.
We're ruining everything.
Yeah. Well, you
Naturally
said you had a
artificial.
dog, right? What's your dog look like?
Great Dane.
Okay, pit bull, Great Dane. Does a pit bull or a Great Dane look anything like a wolf? No, but that's because we selected them to look like that using
But isn't
natural
that why?
variation.
Isn't that why pit bulls can't breathe well?
Right. I get very confused at techie conferences because I'm not really sure why they keep reading things. But anyway,
Yeah.
that's just what they say.
So there will be a future of clean meat. There will be a future. Yes, you agree?
Maybe. I mean, I
Oh,
have to see the
you
environment.
think there might not be a future
well,
clean meat?
Well, first of all, I find that pretty pejorative term, but I think we have to look at the life cycle analysis and see whether or not it's better than other sources of protein. So and people will make different choices, right?
Ooh.
Some people like meat, some people like chicken, some people don't.
Is this a dumb question?
Yep.
Yeah.
Do some?
No, I'm waiting. Yes,
Like,
go
yep.
ahead with your question.
Go ahead.
Do some? Okay. Now I don't want to say it.
No.
Do some cows eat corn? Like, do some of the people make the cows eat corn? And how do you know if a cow is eating corn or grass?
So most U.S. cows are finished in a feedlot.
But first, tell me if that's a dumb question.
No, it's not a dumb question. So I
heard that on iPad. Okay.
So they can eat grass or they can eat corn, and they don't get forced to eat corn. They like corn. It's kind of like candy for them, and so if they get finished in a feedlot, which is most conventional beef, then you'll see that. But you can also find grass-fed beef. Labeled, which is finished on grass, and so typically that comes from environments like Australia and New Zealand where we have a lot of grass rather than dry Mediterranean climates where we have 4 months of growing season like here. So I think it depends on the environment you're in, but Brazilian beef is almost all grass fed, American beef is almost all corn fed, finished, so they get born on grass and they get through to the last 60 days of their life on grass, and then they go into the feedlot and get finished on corn. And so that's because we have a corn belt, and that's our competitive advantage in America.
So I have a question about that, but first I'll say I thought a Brazilian meant no grass, but that's I heard this, and I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard a few years ago when there was a feed corn shortage that farmers were actually feeding cattle candy that was made with corn syrup.
Like corn nuts?
Yeah, to substitute for it. Is that true? Were cows eating Twizzlers?
Well, yes. So especially California cows eat a lot of byproducts from
That's why they're fat.
companies.
Yeah.
And so, especially down here in LA, like if you've got, I've been out when I've seen them eating those Fruit Loopy, what are the coloured fruit
Loops.
cereals? Yeah, Fruit Loops. I've seen them having
That's not a bad
rejects,
life.
reject Snickers.
Reject Snickers? They don't even get real
Reject
Snickers?
Snickers.
Do they really?
Who rejects Snickers?
Well, they're
Snickers.
But isn't that
it's a really good way to use food waste, and so they eat almond hulls. In fact, California dairy cows, about 16% of what they eat is rejects and non-edible human food, and so they're basically recycling things
Quick
that would go
question.
in the landfill.
dumb
enough.
question? But if they eat
Get
the
that.
grass,
Yes.
then aren't we getting the energy from the grass?
That's what
versus the twigs.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It all comes to the sun. Sun, grass, through the
Yeah.
meat to
It's all the
us.
sun.
Sun, grass,
Solar.
Snicker bar, cow.
Everyone knows.
Yes.
Fruit Loops,
Yeah.
sun, grass, cow.
Skittles, yeah. Find that
It's amazing.
year-old.
So we have a bonus question.
Bonus.
All right.
Okay, take a
So
look at
here's some
this.
natural selection or
Move out of the
artificial
way.
selection. So given this information, I want you to assimilate this information in your head and ask what it's telling you. All right? Has everyone assimilated this information? Yes. You can't put your arm up. There's nothing in your question yet. All right. Given this information, which is my dog?
What dog does she look like? 1, 2, 3, 4.
4.
Okay, wait. Let's do this by round of applause. For one, round of applause. No one. All right. Round of applause for 2. All right. Round of applause for 3. A little more, and a round of applause for 4.
That's your dog? Oh, that's sweet.
Thank you, guys. Some people choose the other ones, and I was so sad.
That's good. That's
Especially when
yeah.
they choose one. That's a really bad
No,
sign.
one. That looks like a psychotic dog.
That's my point.
Yeah. No, you look like you're. Now we actually have a bonus question for you.
Uh-oh.
We do. Bonus question, here we go. You are stuck on a desert island and can bring one genetically modified cow with you. How would this cow be modified?
Great question.
It would
Think
taste
it's
like tomato.
Think it's
It
not.
tastes like tomato.
Beef
Very
tomato.
muscular. Photosynthesis cow, maybe.
How about it can build a boat?
Build a boat. Put the build a boat gene in the cow.
A floating
Big cow, that'd be good.
That's even
A
better.
bloated cow.
A bloated cow.
Build a plane with
Give me that
I'm
fire.
gonna go for the long swimming cow that I can ride off the island. That's what I'm going for.
Yes.
I can be like a little
A boat vine cow.
Yeah.
Boat vine.
Oh, boat vine. Yes,
Thank you.
Good fun. Very
Yeah.
All
The
right,
crowd
so
doesn't approve.
before we bring the show to a close, we'll have you guys ask Allison some questions. Does anyone have a question they'd like to ask?
Only stupid questions. Make
Only
you
stupid
feel
questions,
better.
please. Yes.
All right, we have a question.
I swear, if you say delicious, I'm sorry.
It's someone else.
My name's Roger.
Hi, Roger.
So nice to meet you.
And I've been an alcoholic. Sorry.
The question I have is, brothers and sisters have I none, but that man's father is my father's son. Who am I?
Ooh,
An
a
asshole.
riddle.
Fucking Sphinx?
You're the uncle's. You're the. You're the.
That man's father.
That man's father is my.
Wait, are you asking us or are you asking? Yeah, you're asking her.
Oh my God!
Let's have a repeat.
How long since you've seen your father? Someone has lost their father. You legit.
So I have a question on the.
You're a son of a bitch, is it?
I have a question on the double muscle thing. So if you had an inducible double muscle thing where you're after, sorry,
Keep it on.
funny here.
Sweet nipples.
So if you had like after birth, you could induce the double muscle phenotype. Isn't that something?
Oh, I know. Shh. Grandfather.
We're focusing on his question. That's done with. The riddle's done.
That's.
Delicious.
Am I right? Grandfather.
Did he
Mister.
finish?
All
Grandfather.
right, question.
Do you know what a Gomer bull is? Have you heard of a Gomer bull? Can you explain that to us, please?
really.
I do what I can. You're welcome.
Yeah,
What's
so
the Gomer bull?
this is just the guys are going to hate this, but so some bulls have an operation done on them so that instead of when they thrust forward and their penis goes into the vagina of the cow, they have it deflected off to the side
So that they're stuck in there.
so that it goes off the side of the cow.
Ricochets?
So they can never get it in.
Oh, so before. Oh,
They have a floppy.
that shit is
It's like a
brutal.
gag penis. You get got the Keystone Cops. Oh, I got to put this thing in. How do I?
The cows
And
don't know.
so they're used to detect which cows are in heat, but then they can never actually breed the cow, and then the farmer can bring them in and inseminate them with the semen from the good bulls.
Oh, so they give them like a dummy rubber.
Come on, man.
Man. How do you create that? How do you make that?
That's called the blue Belgian, the blue ball Belgian.
Round of applause for Vic.
Round of applause for that.
All right, another question from anyone?
Questions?
Call the ex-boyfriend before
Okay,
married
question.
her husband.
Are there reasons why farmers would choose a particular breed of cow over another?
Yeah, it depends what they want to use the animals for. So obviously milk production, you use a dairy bull because they make more milk. And so black and white ones, Holsteins make, for example, more milk than Jerseys, but Jerseys have more fatty milk, so they make better cheese. So depending if you're going to the fluid milk market or the meat market, the cheese market, you might choose different breeds. Or if you're down in Texas, you want to have animals that are resistant to ticks and heat. Whereas up north here, you might want ones that are, more hardy and cold. And so basically the environment they're living in and then what the end product of that animal is pretty two. And then for some farmers, how they look too. I mean, there's a certain beauty of a black cow on green grass. It just is.
If you're going to inseminate a cow, you care how
Make
they
an attractive
look.
cow.
Yeah.
We have another question?
Yeah.
All right. What is the stupidest question about science you've ever been asked? And do you have any good advice for us when we get stupid questions about our science, how we might approach answering or helping people learn about
You could
stuff?
use.
I think it was probably tonight.
Well, one time there was this girl. I did get asked in Texas one time whether or not Australia has the same moon.
It's a fair question. Everything's.
I hope you answered no.
Is it
Let
the
them
sun
lie.
at night and the moon at
They do have
day?
different stars.
Well, that's true.
And different IQs.
Alan just blew my mind,
Not so
but
much.
that's a different show.
I say there's no such thing as a stupid question because if someone
Just a stupid
legitimately
person.
asks you something, they're asking you that, and
They're interested.
Yeah, that means they think you're smart, so be like humble and stuff.
not to demean them.
I know.
And if it is kind of a funny question, like have I ever eaten DNA or something? That's the one that really gets to me. I think 78% of Americans want food labeled if it contains DNA.
Yeah, can't
And you
trust
just
that
kind
stuff.
of like, oh my god,
I make sure I have no DNA on my plate.
Yeah, well,
lose weight
You can have
incredibly
that.
fast.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be canola oil or something. Yeah. So
I think we eat a couple pounds of DNA every year in our food.
Probably,
Something
yeah.
like that.
Something like that. We digest it, and that's a good thing.
But then we take on if there's stress in that DNA, then we take that on ourselves.
Like homeopathy.
Any final question that's smart or dumb, or that's transcendent or not? Anybody?
I feel like
We got a
Beefsteak had a
question?
question. Oh no, back there.
back-
Turkey has a question.
All right, hold on. We have.
All right, here we
I'm
go.
just gonna call you by your answers. Turkey.
Turkin.
Gobble gobble.
He's actually a chicken expert now.
No, he knows everything. He read the whole thing.
I just read it. I am. What do you think of Wagyu beef and why is it so expensive?
So Wagyu is a breed, and it's actually Japanese for black cow. And so they have been raised to have extra fat muscle deposition. And so they have like a lot of marbling. Like you think what a choice animal looks like in our supermarket, you can barely see the meat in a Wagyu finished cow. It's just all fat. And why is it like that? They've been selected for that. But if you go to Japan, when they eat a steak or a piece of Wagyu, they eat like, this much. It's like this little tiny delicacy, like a little munchy appetizer. And so, but when you do that with a Wagyu steak, and we have the American, sizing, you're eating a lot of fat, and so it's and it's super expensive because they're very slow to grow. And if you're eating proper Wagyu, that's also called Kobe beef in Japan. It has to be grown in the Kobe region. they basically, I think they take 6 years and they finish it on beer and they massage it and they do all sorts of things to get the steak just right.
They just seduce the cow.
Yeah, you got to wine and dine.
Massage and alcohol, yeah, that's
of course.
they used to say let's Netflix and chill.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it is.
And then they kill it.
Kobe
Then
beats
they
it
kill
shell,
it.
yeah.
So yeah, that's why it's so. But it is delicious.
Netflix and kill.
We have another question.
What is the massaging based on? And I heard it's based on a movie snippet from 1940. Do you know anything about that?
What?
What is it?
I don't know. I've never actually seen it being done. I've never actually seen them
You're
getting
asking
massaged.
for cow massage techniques?
Are you?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't ask questions.
Player.
We have one more over there.
Okay,
one
what's
more.
the final question?
Final question.
What genetic mutation would you most like for yourself?
All right.
Oh.
Good question.
We're talking about double muscle.
Larger
Want
testicles.
to glow? Yeah.
Maybe
Glow in the dark.
Large glowing
Maybe just 2 nipples
testicles.
instead of 4.
Just 2.
Just
Can we
2
get her to
nipples.
2 nipples?
Can I get just 2 nipples, please?
Surprisingly, the penis one just didn't pop in my
No,
brain as
no.
anything I wanted, or the balls one either. I don't know. I guess most of our single gene things tend to be kind of recessive bad, right? So you sickle cell anemia or bad things, and so I'm trying to think of something that would be good that I would want mutated.
How about a cow udder? It's a nice little udder.
Oh, so if we're doing just impossible things that we can't actually do, all right,
let's dream the
yeah,
impossible
I guess
dream.
I'll go with the longevity gene, I guess, that keeps you young when you get old, so that you
Fountain
can
of youth.
still enjoy
All
yourself.
right.
Yeah, Alex,
Benjamin
man.
Button
Yes.
gene.
Yeah.
All right. Well, give it up for Allison, everyone.
Yes.
Thank you, Florentina, and for
Florentina.
yourselves.
And for you guys, for
Smart
Sinbad Mirror.
nerd.